Morning, Redemption Hill. Kind of having to do something a little bit different this morning, so you might see that the recording just shows up online instead of going live. I'm trying to get used to some of these other tech pieces that we have to do, just to make this a good experience for you guys online. And one of the efforts that I wanted to make, kind of intentionally, is by providing, instead of just going through a Bible verse like normal, I'm going to kind of change up my Wednesdays, and maybe occasionally, or I might even just keep doing it weekly. It just depends on what God brings to me throughout the week. But I want to bring in Worship Wednesdays, and I mean, I'm a worship leader. It's something that I do all the time, regardless of who's watching, regardless of what's going on, or who's there to do worship with me. Worship is a time that I get to have with God, and it's that, it's an assurance that I get from that I get to enjoy the presence of the Lord wherever. And honestly, everybody has that opportunity to do so. Everybody has that opportunity to be able to worship with God. It doesn't have to be a song. It doesn't have to be prayer. But it has to do with the fact of admiring the beauty of God in its entirety, which is everything, which is the birds that are singing behind me right now, the conversations that we have, whether it's at our work or at our job, or anything like that. But I want to bring up a Bible verse this morning, and then I'm going to jump into this song. It's called All My Days. And it's based off of Psalm 1, the whole chapter. It's not very big. It's only 6 verses. So I'm going to go ahead and read it to you. We might unpack just a little bit of that, just some like spotlight verses. I want to sing a song for you guys today. The verse starts with verse 1. It says, Psalm chapter 1, verse 1. Blessed is the one who does not walk in step with the wicked, or stand in the way that sinners take, or sit in the company of mockers, but whose delight is in the law of the Lord, and who meditates on his law day and night. That person is like a tree planted in streams of water, which yields its fruit in season, and whose leaf does not wither. Whatever they do prospers. Not so the wicked. They are like chaff that the wind blows away. Therefore, the wicked will not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the assembly of the righteous. For the Lord watches over the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked leads to destruction. That's kind of a heavy verse. It's not something that I could say is, man, I mean, there's a lot of, there's a lot of encouragement in this, other than one really, really important thing to me that stood out to this, and this is the reason why I went this direction. The Lord watches over the way of the righteous. And all throughout that entire chapter, as massive as it is, it gives a contrast. It says wicked versus righteous, sinners versus the people who follow the Lord. You see this constantly throughout this chapter, where it creates this contrast and shows you, hey, don't chase after the world. Don't look for satisfaction there. And so I want to sing you a song, and this is actually a song that was honestly inspired by that chapter in Psalm, the very first chapter. And it has and includes the song Step by Step from way back in the 90s, that a lot of people, they had a chance to be able to listen to growing up, and maybe you'll recognize this. Well, while I was working on this the other day, I was inspired to write lyrics around that song, and so this is an original, and it's called All My Days. And I hope that it can be an encouragement and it can be a blessing to your Worship Wednesdays. I know there's blessing in the water, There is solace by the sea, and this world could never offer what your grace is giving me. I am a tree that's firmly planted in this good soil, solid ground. With His blessed promise, I know that life will abound. Whoa, God, You are my God, and I will ever praise You. Oh, God, You are my God, and I will ever praise You. I will seek You every morning and learn to walk Your ways. Step by step You lead me, I will follow You all my days. Lord, fix my eyes on all Your beauty. Don't let that wind drive me away. Bring down Your fire, all consuming. Amidst Your shadows where I stay. These mountains shake when You whisper, and oceans roar when You breathe. Billions of stars obey Your orders, and still You run to rescue me. Whoa, God, You are my God, and I will ever praise You. Oh, God, You are my God, and I will ever praise You. I'll seek You every morning and learn to walk Your ways. Step by step You lead me, I will follow You all my days. I will seek You every morning and learn to walk Your ways. I will praise You in the evening, praise You for all my days. And step by step You lead me, I will follow You all of my days. I will follow You all of my days. Guys, I hope that can be an encouragement to you this week. I want you to just take what Psalm 1 says and know that in the midst of that, as a believer, being baptized gives you that privilege of being counted amidst the ones who believe in Christ, the ones who are loved and adored by Jesus, and that God's going to take care of you. So the noise that's out there, the things that are going on, the people that we talk to, yes, we're going to be there. We're going to live in those moments, but also we're going to love because we are loved. We're going to have grace because we have grace. We're going to forgive because we're forgiven. And all of that is because of Christ. And I will live that way all my days. Blessings.